Let's jump right into this explainer. If you're on the hunt for that massive architectural indoor statement tree, but you're absolutely terrified of the notorious houseplant stress, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're diving into the ultimate complete care guide for the Ficus Audrey. It's a plant that delivers all the beauty, but with just a fraction of the anxiety. Here's what we're going to cover in our complete care guide today. First, we'll meet the Audrey. Then we'll look at the ideal environment, diet and hydration, grooming and styling, first aid, and finally, propagation. All right, section 1, meet the Audrey, the elegant, laid-back cousin. To kick things off, let's talk about why this specific plant, which, fun fact, is also known as the banyan tree and happens to be the national tree of India, is completely taking the interior design world by storm right now. Plant expert Anastasia Remezlo literally hit the nail on the head. She says, for years, everyone has been obsessed with the Fiddle Leaf Fig, but let me introduce you to its elegant, laid-back cousin, the Ficus Audrey. And honestly, that's its core appeal. It gives you that massive, tree-like wow factor with its smooth, light-colored trunk and those velvety soft oval leaves, but it brings a wonderfully forgiving nature to your space. When you look at the two side by side, the difference in personality is pretty stark. While the famous Fiddle Leaf Fig is notoriously dramatic and demanding, we've all been there, right? The Audrey is steady and graceful. It's the absolute perfect architectural floor plant for anyone who wants natural beauty flanking their sofa or brightening up their office, but without the constant anxiety of waking up to a pile of dropped leaves. Taking a quick look at its overall profile, the Audrey has some really impressive growth potential. We're talking 5 to 10 feet indoors at a moderate to fast pace. It's wild. But actually, there is a crucial warning here we need to mention. Its sap is toxic to both cats and dogs. So if you've got furry friends running around, definitely make sure you keep this one well out of their reach. Moving on to section 2, the ideal environment, creating the perfect room. So the crucial takeaway here is that while the Audrey is incredibly forgiving, it absolutely refuses to tolerate low light. Shoving it in a dark corner will just stall its growth and make it look super leggy. Your best bet is placing it near an east-facing window. If you've only got south or west-facing windows, no worries, just pull it back a few feet or protect it with a share curtain. You really want to avoid that intense, direct afternoon sun because it will literally scorch those beautiful velvety leaves. When it comes to temperature, the Audrey thrives in a warm, stable range, usually right between 65 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. It's also remarkably adaptable to just your average household humidity. But keep in mind the golden rule of ficus placement. Keep it far, far away from AC blasts and cold drafts below 60 degrees. It might be a laid-back plant, but a sudden drop in temperature will trigger a major leafless stress response. All right, section 3, diet and hydration, watering and soil. You know, all ficus trees are absolute creatures of habit. They love a consistent routine. When it comes to watering, follow this one simple rule. Water thoroughly, but only when the top 2 to 3 inches of soil are completely dry. Oh, and whatever you do, make sure to empty out that saucer. Letting your Audrey sit in a puddle is pretty much a fast track to deadly root rot. Now, to actively prevent that root rot, you can actually mix the perfect DIY soil right at home. The magic ratio is 3 parts standard indoor potting soil, 1 part perlite or pumice, and 1 part pine bark fines or orchid bark. This mix gives you that exact chunky, airy foundation the Audrey craves. It perfectly balances holding on to moisture while offering incredibly fast drainage. Next up, section 4, grooming and styling, pruning, repotting, and placement. As your Audrey grows into this massive, magnificent centerpiece, you're going to need a specific grooming routine to keep that gorgeous, full tree shape. Don't be afraid to trim the top of the tree to encourage branching. But definitely heed this vital warning. The plant's milky white sap is a pretty potent skin irritant, and it's toxic if ingested. Throwing on some protective gloves is an absolutely mandatory first step before you even think about grabbing those shears. When it's finally time to upgrade its wardrobe, keep in mind that the Audrey actually prefers to be slightly snug in its pot. You really only want to repot every 2 to 3 years. Wait until it's truly root-bound. And when you do repot, ideally in the spring, only size up by about 2 to 3 inches in diameter. If you put it in a pot that's way too big, it's just going to hold way too much moisture in the soil, which, as we discussed, spells total disaster for those roots. Okay, section 5, first aid, troubleshooting, and pests. Look, even the most laid-back roommates get sick sometimes, right? If your Audrey is dropping leaves, that's a classic stress response, usually tied to hydration. Here's a quick guide on how to translate its secret language.
If you're seeing yellowing leaves starting at the bottom that eventually just drop off, you're probably overwatering. On the flip side, if the leaves are droopy, wilted, and getting these crispy brown edges, it is practically begging you for a drink.
You'll also want to routinely inspect the undersides of the leaves. Taking a damp cloth and wiping them down every month keeps them nice and dust-free for photosynthesis. But crucially, it helps you fend off 3 very common invaders: spider mites, mealybugs, and scale insects. If you happen to spot any fine webbing, tiny white cottony dots, or hard brown bumps on the stems, don't panic. Just treat the infestation promptly with some insecticidal soap or neem oil and you'll be good to go.
And finally, section 6, propagation, expanding the family.
This is the fun part. During the spring or summer, you can easily multiply your plants, effectively turning your pruning scraps into a brand new tree. It's a game changer. First, take a 4 to 6 inch cutting just below a healthy node. Second, clean up the bottom leaves and gently rinse the cut to stop that irritating sap we talked about. Third, just plop it in some water or moist soil. And finally, wait about 4 to 8 weeks for the roots to form. Seriously, it's that easy to grow a new indoor forest for yourself or to hand them out to your friends.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, now that you've got this complete care guide under your belt and you know exactly how to care for this stunning, easygoing tree, aren't you ready to bring the sophisticated architectural beauty of the Ficus Audrey into your own home? I mean, it's definitely time to trade in that houseplant drama for some steady, natural grace. Thanks so much for joining us on this explainer, and happy planting.